Good morning, friends. It is Monday. Sorry I said that word. It's a four-letter word that takes too many letters. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's Monday. Good morning. And in keeping with the Monday, first of all, cheers. I'm going to vent a bit today. I'm going to vent. Because for the last week, all I have seen sent to me, not by you guys, this happens in Google Plus, which is going away anyway, but a whole bunch of people sending me notes saying, see, the pundits say that legalization has failed. Legalization is going awry. The black market, they promised the black market would be gone, and it's not gone. And all that kind of stuff. First, I want to tell you, it's really just gray. And that might be the title this time. It's really just gray. And what I mean by that, first of all, is I've said it before. The black market is not very much entrenched in the world of cannabis. They've moved away from it because of its move to legality. There's just not enough profit anymore. And they're into the big movements of big things, and that just doesn't happen. Are there fingers in it? Maybe somebody could prove or disprove me. But really, it's a gray market. And what do I mean by that? I want to explain that. A gray market is these people are selling a legal product, not prohibited. They are selling it in a legal method. Hang on. Back to you. They're selling it legally. They have a business license. They have a location. They're selling it through a store. They are enforcing age limits. They're enforcing 90% of the law. They just don't have the rubber stamp that the government is giving to say, we've agreed that we can maybe make a good profit through these people. So they're bypassing a few of the things, like the customs excise tax that's supposed, not customs, the excise tax that goes on alcohol and cannabis to help pay for our government. So yeah, there's a little bit of laws being bent and or broken, but they are not black market. They keep the spirit of the law alive, and I gotta say that when there's a store nearby, you can bet any of the kids nearby can't get anything, because there won't be some guy on the street selling, and people don't go on the street and sell anyway. But the amount of dealers has really gone down. You can go to a store, and it doesn't matter if the store has been rubber stamped by the government or not. You are being asked for ID. You're being made sure that you aren't high and stoned on something else when you're buying that kind of stuff. So the spirit of the law is being upheld, and the reason for the law is being upheld. Keep it away from children, keep it legal, keep a market going. So I've spent a lot of time on that because I think it's important. It's really just great. But then also this talk about just because these gray market dispensaries still exist and are doing well, and online retail for cannabis is doing really well, in fact is doing better than most of the stores, the legal stores, is not indicative of a failure of this legislation. It is indicative of the early onset of a new market and an escape from prohibition. Things don't move quickly. There was a really good pundit, and I shared it with all of you in Weedy Weekend in Hippie News, saying that the market will take a minimum of 2 years to settle, and for regulations to be modified and introduced and or destroyed, while we find the right mix of regulation and location to slowly get rid of the gray market. Black market mafioso, all that stuff, you aren't going to, unless you legalize everything, you aren't going to get rid of that, and they'll still find a way to get around in something else, in guns and all that. So that's going to stick around just like the common cold. You aren't going to cure it. But we have taken a huge step in Canada to keeping drugs off the street and unsafe drugs, because none of these stores are going to stay open if they're selling shit. And we've kept it away from our kids. Now slowly let's revise the market to allow more entrants. There was just a report last week where the licensed producers, those guaranteed an income by the government because they've been licensed and been allowed to supply all these stores, said they're going to be 2 years before supply is normal, that there's going to be shortages for 2 years. Talking about a product that you can grow 1,000 plants now, and then 8 weeks from now you'll have them ready for harvest, depending on the strain. No way it's 2 years before they get their shit together. They're only saying that to try to squeeze out the opposition. All the government has to do is license all those people who are begging for licenses, who are producing and are selling through the gray still, because they have children to pay through school, they have mortgages to meet, they are just regular Canadians trying to make a buck off this new market that is right now too strict and not allowing the right entrance into the market to therefore supply the market. So yeah, maybe in 2 years that shortage will go away, because more of the producers that aren't allowed right now will be allowed by then. I do think that's coming, but the naysayers are ridiculous. Legalization is neither a success nor a failure. It is what it is for at least another year before we can look at and see, are they learning from their mistakes and fixing them? Is the market getting more stable? Are more people allowed entry into the market than used to be? Is entrance into the market restricted, or is it opening up to allow more freedom? Then we can call it a success or a failure. For now, it is just what it is. A start. Peace and cheers. Love and harmony.